everybody, welcome back to Two Tall Stitchers. This is take 2 for us. We were talking away and we were literally almost at the end of the video and it just stopped and nothing had been recorded. Even though we hit the record button, the timer was going. So here we are again. You don't know we're here again. For you, it's here the first time, but we're running through this again. So hopefully we won't mess it up this time. But welcome back. I'm Jennifer. This is my mom, Carol. We're a little flustered right now, if you can't tell.
Actually, aggravated as hell.
Aggravated, yeah. So we're here to update you on our stitching and a little bit of knitting today.
Yep,
and stuff. Yeah, so
and
why don't we...
Thank you for coming back to Flosstube number 11. 11.
Yes,
Can you believe
11.
that? 11.
I know, it's
wow,
kind of crazy.
that means I'm getting a lot older. Okay.
No, it's all this year.
After today,
yeah. So thank you for those who are watching, commenting, and especially those who are subscribing. We appreciate your support. We have a good time watching all of your comments, watching the numbers as the video gets watched, and just really appreciate it. So we're glad you're here to spend some time with us.
And if you're new, welcome. Yeah. And we hope you stay. We hope you subscribe. And somewhere I mentioned there were, we'll mention it later. But,
okay. We're just gonna, anyway.
We're gonna wing it.
We're gonna wing it, yes. So let's start again with our quilt of the day.
This is my quilt that I made, and I don't have the pattern name. I'm hoping if my friend Stephanie from Lucky Star Quilts is watching, might have the pattern name and will comment, or else I'll try and find it out and we'll put it down in the information box below. But it started out, when she did hers, it was kind of a challenge. When she did hers, she was doing it in 2 colors. I think she was doing it in green, maybe just greens, I don't know. But anyway, I got a little carried away and decided I would start using a lot of colors. So I used red, yellow, blue, and green. And I am not a scrappy quilter. And this was really hard for me to do.
But you also, loved it.
I did. I really enjoyed it. From the beginning,
you started and you were like, this is so fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed doing it. It was really hard not to be matchy-matchy, and then trying to make sure I didn't have 2 of the same one in each block. And I probably do, through it. But I had a fun time doing it. And then my friend Pam quilted it and did a wonderful job. And we'll insert some pictures, close-up pictures of the quilting, because I liked it when I got it done. But then when she quilted it, I really liked it. So it's bound. I don't have a label on it yet, but it's finished and it's bound, and it's this year, last year. There's no label.
The label's on that. Yeah, there is a label.
Oh, there is. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's a label.
This is a good chance. She usually embroiders labels. It might fall over.
July 2020. Just before it falls over.
She usually embroiders labels on her embroidery machine that include the name of the quilt, the quilter, sometimes the location and the date. And so often I'll bring her a whole stack of stuff because I don't label mine well. So I'll bring her a whole bunch and say, okay, here they are. Here's 6 for you to make.
Yeah.
But
not a problem. I enjoy doing it.
I think your process, though, as you made this, you were like, oh, this is interesting, the first couple blocks. And then you made more and you were like, this is kind of fun. You put the top together and you said, this will be a nice charity quilt. And then Pam quilted and you were like, I'm not giving it away.
No.
I'm keeping it. I like it too much.
And I used cornerstones from, I used all orange. That's what it was, because I didn't have enough orange to make enough blocks. So I used orange in the cornerstones.
Yeah. It's a fun quilt.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun to do. I really enjoyed it.
And it's a nice big lap size.
Yeah.
Or it could be a throw on a twin bed, but not a full quilt.
Yeah. And the dog will love it if it gets down to the couch, unless I tie him to, I don't know. Yeah. He's been destroying my wall outside, so he may have to go dig in the dirt.
Your rock wall.
My rock wall.
Not the wall of the house.
The rock wall.
Yeah.
What a mess. What a mess.
He's hunting chipmunks. So.
Yes, he's not here today because he's downstairs recovering from digging out the damn stones.
Oh my God.
Big stones. I'm talking stones.
Yeah.
Big stones.
Yeah.
You know, he's just about tipped the wall.
He's going crazy trying to find the chipmunk.
Yeah. Yeah. That chipmunk just comes and goes, hi, here I am, zoom. And then, he knocked the air conditioner off the mat, so the pad. Now he's going after the rock wall. Yeah. So,
Gotta have something fun to do, right?
Yes.
All right, we have 2 thank yous to share. The first one is a thank you for a shout out that happened a little while ago, but I just found it. And this is from Stitching with the Sisterlies, who is another Flosstuber, and they mentioned us in one of their Flosstubes a couple of months ago. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. Go on over and tell them we said hi as well. And then our second one is a letter that we got from Michele. And Michele has just started a new Flosstube channel called Penny's Daughter Stitches. She's also on Instagram. And she had reached out to me before she started to ask some questions. I gave her some tips, told her all the mistakes that we make. And then she sent us just a nice thank you and a couple of little zipper pulls or scissor fobs. These are friendship bracelet style, made with burlap or twine. Yeah, burlap twine probably. And then she has pennies at the top of them. Her mom's name is Penny, and she tells you a lot about her story on her Flosstube. So go on over and give Michele some love and let her know we sent you her way, and learn about her relationship to pennies.
Yeah. Thank you, Michele.
Yes, thanks. And we're glad to have you as part of the Flosstube group too. All right, what have we been up to?
Well, you went to homecoming.
I did. Yeah, that's why we're filming
with the princess
on Sunday today. I went to my alma mater, which is called Alma College in Michigan, and celebrated 25 years out of college. I told my mom they had a bunch of pictures, and I wondered who all those old people were.
Wait till you get to your 50th. But it's even worse.
Yeah. So we went up there. My daughter and I went up this weekend, had a good time, and it was a nice chance to see some old friends. You've been working a lot?
Yep, I worked 2 days this week. I usually work only on Fridays, but last week I told Vicki if the Stitching of the Housewives retreat was in Greenwood, Indiana, which is just on the south side of Indy, and they were having a free day on Tuesday so they could visit Fancy Works, Persnickety, and Always in Stitches. And so I said, if you need any help, let me know. I'll be around on Tuesday. So at 10:15, I get this text that said, can you come in now? And it was my only day this week that I didn't really have to get up, so I was lying in bed watching Flosstubes. So I did really well. I got up, grabbed a little bit of breakfast, did get dressed, got the dog out to pee, and got in there by 10:45. And it was great to meet several of you. The couple of people mentioned they had watched our Flosstube, and we thank you for that. And it was a nice time to have all the ladies in the shop. So thank you for coming.
Yeah, good. All right, we had a couple of questions on our last episode around the quilt that I shared as our quilt of the week last time, Cornerstone, which I call Plan B because I didn't cut it right and had to put it together differently. And the first question was from BJ on the pattern that I used for quilting it. It's called Autumn Leaves, and it's by Sue Schmeiden. And you can get that at Intelligent Quilting. So we'll link it below. You can probably find it other places as well. And as we were looking, we saw also several quilters who offer that. So if you don't like to quilt your own quilts and you want to send them away, you can probably find several quilters who will use that. It's a really nice autumn pattern, big loops and autumn leaves. So 3 or 4 different types of autumn leaves and then loops in between. Really like that one. And it quilts up really nicely. So that's that. And then Loretta asked about the finished size. I told her I would measure the quilt, and then I promptly forgot. But Loretta, it's a large lap size, so it's good on the couch. That's where I usually put it. I just fold it and put it over the back of the couch in the fall. And it's perfect size to cuddle under when you're watching TV or Flosstube or stitching. So yeah. And then
Marianne asked about finding Lizzie Kate patterns. Lizzie Kate is retired and has licensed 123 Stitch to sell her patterns. So a lot of the local needle stores still have mine. Persnickety has a few. Fancy Works has quite a few. So if there's a specific one you're looking for, go ahead and call the shops and they may have it. If not, check on 123 Stitch. And I'm sure there's some other online shops that would have them also. But you can't find every one of them. Also, if there's ever like a Stitcher's Garage sale, that's where I got. I think I got some one
We've
set of Lizzie Kate.
Some at garage sales,
and that's a really good deal.
You find them here and there.
Yeah.
And probably also on like Stash and Load on Facebook or other online sites, you can find them as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Good. All right. Well, Biscornu challenge. We just wanted to update you. There are still a few Biscornus being finished. There are probably 4 or 5 since our last video. So if you haven't been over to Instagram and looked for the Biscornu Sal recently, please go take a look. I also try and share them on my stories as I see them. And there's some, just continue to be some really pretty ones.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
I'm anxious to get started on my next Biscornu.
I'm so impressed. You guys have done such a wonderful job. And you're not going to see mine there, hopefully. Once I get done with 2 big things, I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
I'm going to get there because I have it partially done.
Yeah.
But I just haven't, that hasn't been on my list to work on because I've got the big ones I'm working on.
Yeah. All right. Shall we jump into whips and new starts? So
Okay.
I'll get started.
Okay.
Because I have a big old pile of stuff. You have a small pile, but lots of work in them. So my first whip is Calvin and Clyde from Stitching with the Housewives. I picked this up last year, and we dyed fabric the summer of 2020, and this is dyed denim blue. I think it started as a 28 count, not white, but off-white, maybe Jubilee or something. I didn't pay close attention, but so last time you had seen him, it said Hello Fall. Now he has a couple of leaves, a bit of a scarecrow, and a bit of the chicken at the top. And if you can see, this morning I was working on his overalls, which are almost the same color as this blue, but they'll get outlined in the chalk, like the white that looks like chalk that goes all around. So I think it'll work out.
Oh yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah. And then I'm making a ton of substitutions because I decided to go with what I had instead of buying a lot of new floss. So I'll just hold this up here. If anybody wants to take a screen grab of that, that gives you an idea of some of the substitutions that I'm making along the way. And so far I'm pretty happy with them. They're not exactly perfect, but they'll be fine. So that's my first
And nobody
whip.
will know except about 2,800 people who watch our videos.
Yeah. And then my second one was my tennis project. This is Chili Penguins by the Birdhouse, and I started this while I was watching or waiting for tennis games to be finished, and mostly waiting. I was not stitching while my son was playing. And I got all 3 penguins done on that, and so I'll continue probably up the top here. I think it says Merry Christmas to all. And then it goes way down. There's a lot of it below. So this will probably become my lunchtime stitching project now because my current lunchtime stitching project is finished. And you'll see that in a minute. And this was part of a kit, I should say. This came with the fabric.
With the pattern drawn on it.
The pattern was stamped on it or drawn on it already. So that was perfect because you just pull it out, you get started. And I am using DMC, I think 815 as my red work color. Yeah. And then my third whip is Plum Street Samplers, Goody Grimwood. This one I started during Stitch Mania this year. It's my first, I think it's my first Plum Street Samplers piece, and it's also my first piece I'm stitching on 40 count fabric. I'm stitching it on the called for 40 count R&R Stars Hollow fabric, and here is where I am on this one. Since you saw it last, I did the inside of the flowers. I finished this dark part on the moon. I finished up a couple little details in Goody Grimwood, and then I've started the first house. So lots to go here.
And you were talking about the density.
I thought this took a long time to fill out this side of the moon, and then I looked at the pattern and I saw how much full filling there was in the houses and the grass. So this will be a long-term project, but that's okay. I enjoy working on it, and I'm really enjoying the 40 count. I use magnification and good light to do that. There's no way I could do it without those, but I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah. Okay, I have been working on Feeling Wicked, which is a shop sample. I have shown you many times, and I'm really getting close to the end. And
By imaginating.
By imaginating, yes.
Yeah.
And so this is it. It's getting really close. I'm working on the boot. That's the last big piece I have to work on. And then there's just going to be a few backstitching letters and stuff and some small pieces. But I hope to have this done by the end of the week because the boot is going very quickly. I just started it the other day.
It's really cute.
Yeah. So that'll be done.
And this is called for DMC.
Yeah. It says 14 or 18 count. I think this is 18 count. It just doesn't look small.
It's not a 14 count. It's either 16 or 18 count.
I think it's,
Yeah.
But and it's the DMC colors, and they're great. And it's got a couple of the new colors in it, the 8, 7, and 8, which are also in the flea market flowers, which I have been working on, but I didn't bring that over to show you.
Oh.
Yeah, but
I haven't worked on that one since the
no,
last
I really want to finish that one too.
Yeah.
It's the trouble, you start on these things and you want to get them done.
Yeah.
And then I have been working on Christmas rules. And the most exciting part, the last time I showed you, I was doing that one, and then I have one more segment to do when it's finished. And so that's the last segment.
This is the last
So last night I decided I was going to finish the next to the last segment before we filmed today. And so I won't tell you how late I stayed up, but I got it done. But I was also stitching on the Imaginating the Wicked also. And then today I also started it because I did the part of the border, and then I started with the letters. I love letters.
And let's pull it back because it shows the fabric color is more true back here.
Yeah, it's sparkly green, 32 count. Picture this post.
Crystal jade.
Crystal jade.
Yeah.
And I got it at Fancy Works.
Yeah.
So I am on the last segment. I have to go back and put all the little findings on, the buttons or that kind of stuff, and they all came with it. And then just here and there. So then it's going to be done. And I'm thinking about doing it as a bell pull.
She's going to be doing some ripping out.
Why?
You didn't do the red.
No, you don't do that.
Oh, you don't do it.
No, see.
Oh.
No.
Oh, when you do them all together. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you
what
cut
I
out
was
a
showing
lot.
her here, hold this, is that in the pattern, this red checkerboard is above, but she hadn't started that. But when you do them all together, number one, it's on the back of one of the charts, and it shows you that. But also, you can go on Lizzie Kate's website, and for all of her projects like this where you can put them together, she has
the pattern
for the outline and tells you like what to do and what not to do if you're putting it together as a
but she has
full
the
piece.
pattern for the top because
Okay.
the first one was Be of Kind and of Good Cheer, and then the Christmas Rules is what she has on her website. And so I was able to. I started that first.
Here. Yeah.
With the snowman.
Good. Okay.
No, I'm actually paying attention this time. I have other stuff that I had to redo, so we're not talking about that.
So two big whips.
So that's my whips, and then of course Flea Market Flowers, which I'm working on. Yeah. And I didn't bring.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Finishes. Okay, so my first finish is from the 2016 Christmas Ornaments issue. I'm stitching this one here, which is a Squareology piece, which is a collaboration between Kathy Haberman, Cecil McPeak, and Rachel Martin. They did a bunch of collaborations under the name Squareology a couple of years ago. I've always liked this one, and I finally finished it. I was working on it over my lunch hours, but I've been going into the office more frequently, and I've had meetings over lunch, so I wasn't getting it done as quickly as I wanted. So this morning I sat down, I finished it up. I just had the little greenery and the skates, the laces on that, and it was done. Now in the book it calls for a set of buttons, but I think it's fine just as it is, so I think I'm going to finish it like this on a hoop. This is 32 count petty point linen, which is what was called for in the pattern as well, and I really like.
And that petty point is fun to work on. It's easy to stitch through the holes. That's not a problem.
Right. And I did a few substitutions. I didn't want to buy any threads for this. The red is Louisiana hot sauce, and the white for the skates is one that we got in a goodie bag at one of our retreats. So I thought it had a little, just barely little pop of blue and pink in the white. So I thought that would be nice with this one. So that's done, and hopefully we'll be finished into an ornament before the Christmas tree goes up. May not be any earlier than that. And my next one was, I think, a start and a finish since last time. I got the Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee by Brenda Gervais. This is a new book that has 6 different designs in it. So there are 3 on the front, 2 on the back, and there's another one that's in the book, which I'm not going to try and show because there's... Oh, there it is, actually. There's a good picture of it there. That's the 6th one. And I'm stitching this on one of the pieces of linen I got at the garage sale we went to a couple of videos ago. It was maybe in August.
The EGA
garage sale. I got a grab bag of a bunch of different small pieces of linen. So this was just this size, and I thought it was perfect. It's probably a 28 count, might be a 30 count, but it feels a lot like raw natural linen, and I really like how this stitched up. I made a few substitutions on my own just using threads I had on hand, mainly because I was impatient and wanted to get it started, and this was a really quick stitch. I had a good time doing it, and I'm going to try and get another one going before the month ends. I'm hoping I can fit something on the bottom of this linen to get good use out of the whole piece, and my plan is to make this into a little pillow. Yeah. So that's that. Oh, and I should say I'm stitching along the JOL Jubilee Sal on Instagram with Michele at Penny's Daughter Stitches. So there's a bunch of people doing these. Go take a look. It's been fun to join along on that one. And then my next finish is the one I threatened last time. It is only a finish, not an FFO. So I finished up Halloween Wreath by Tiny Modernist. And I'm stitching this as a shop sample for Persnickety. This is all done with the called for DMC threads on 28 count hand-dyed Stormy Gray linen. And so I'll hold it back here so you can see the Stormy Gray part first. And then I'll bring it forward and you can see the pattern. Really happy with how it's stitched up. I think it's nice, bright, cheery. It was actually quite a quick stitch. I would pick it up for a couple hours at a time and stitch one set of motifs, so it went pretty well. My plan for finishing this is to mount the stitch piece on a circular piece of mat board, which I have to cut, which is a little scary because I don't want it to look bad because it's going to be a shop sample. And then mount that on the frame that I showed last time, the black frame,
the broom.
With the broom that I'm going to glue onto the side. So that's Halloween Wreath by Tiny Modernist.
Okay, just remind them about the pattern.
Yes. And in the pattern, the left hand set of 10 stitches duplicates this whole column. So if you buy the pattern, take a Post-it or something and take that first column of 10 stitches in the pattern and cross it out so that you don't stitch it. I actually took a Post-it and put it over it so that I wouldn't stitch that once I figured out it was doubled. And I found the one in the shop that was still there and also put a note in there. So just FYI, hopefully she'll catch that, and when she reprints this, that will be gone. But yeah, that was a fun one to stitch. Enjoy stitching that for the shop.
Yeah, that's really cute.
And my plan is to get it in there before Halloween, so hopefully we'll hit that plan. Yeah. Next weekend should be an okay weekend for finishing. I don't have anything big on the schedule. The last 2 weekends have been busy. We went family camping and then I went up to homecoming. So I haven't been home much on the weekends, which is when I usually do my finishing. And my last finish, everything. My last finish is my Charting a Course by Sunset Counter Cross Stitch. This was a kit I bought at the Stitchers garage sale up at House of Stitches a couple of years ago. Mom and our friend Nancy and I ran up there for the day. It's a long drive, but it was totally worth it.
It was worth it.
And probably, I don't know, a dozen stitchers had a table set up in the parking lot. And some of them had multiple tables set up.
Unbelievable. Lots of stuff.
And you just shopped. They had it priced, and we picked up all kinds of stuff, threads and patterns and linens. This was a full kit that I picked up for $3, and it had the threads and the pattern and the Aida fabric in it. And I have it done. I think I started this last year. during Stitch Mania. So here it is, all finished. I finished this, I think it was last weekend, and I'll just bring it forward and show you. The only thing I changed in the pattern is that they had towns kind of marked on the chart. And they were all fictional. It wasn't a real place. And I was like, I don't need to put fictional towns on my chart. And
that was weird.
I debated adding towns of places that I've been, like harbor towns. I thought about Bar Harbor, Helsinki, Finland, Kinsale, Ireland, some of my favorite places I've been on the water. But then I thought that was also silly because they're not anywhere near close to each other. So I just decided to leave off the cities. But I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. I love it, and I'm probably going to have it framed. So, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Good. So that's this finish. Yeah, so that's all the current stitching. And then I did also FFO one piece. So a couple of videos ago, I showed you this piece that I bought at Hobby Lobby. This was from the spring shop, and it said something about guacamole. I think it said, "You've guac to be kidding me," or something like that. And I knew I'd have something that fit in it, and I was so happy. I pulled out all my fall and Halloween pieces that I hadn't finished a couple weeks ago, and I found this one, and it was the perfect fit. So the fabric behind it is mounted on foam core, which is about a 1/4 inch thick, so it really helps it stand out a little more. This was pretty recessed, and I didn't want it as far back in there. And then I took this piece and I put batting on it and mounted it on mat board and just glued it on. So that's Mini Pumpkin. This was also a pattern I bought at that same Stitcher's garage sale. And it came with the thread, the ladybug charms, and the pattern. And then I bought a piece of, I think it's Winter's Brew by R&R, to stitch this up on, which was the called for fabric. And I just think it's really sweet. These are all satin stitches in the pumpkins and the leaves. They were a little bit challenging to do, but I think they look okay as long as you don't look too close. I don't mind specialty stitches. I enjoy them. And so this was a fun one to stitch. So I'm looking forward to getting this up on my mantle with all my other stitching decorations and holiday decorations. So those are all the finishes. So now we're into shopping.
Yes.
We did a lot. I mean, we did
weren't gonna do anything.
2 places, but
Yeah.
we bought a lot. Yeah.
We went down to Fancy Works. I had made a bunch of project bags for her, so I took them down last Sunday. And while we were there, she and I were chatting, and her husband was there. We were chatting with him, and she said, "If you girls want to look around, that's fine." Where this one took off like shot out of a cannon and was going around the store, you know, having a wonderful time. But she did find these 2 little...
And she was just sitting at the table. I kept bringing stuff. I kept like, "Oh, look at this. Oh, have you seen this? Here's a cute one."
Yeah. She did find these 2 little frames for me. They're about 2 inches
2 by 2,
square.
yeah.
And they're hard to find. See, this one has a little decorative element on it and everything. They're hard to find this small, and sometimes you do little tiny pieces and you don't have anything to put it, you know, to put them in. So I got that. Of course, I had to buy them since she hauled them over. And then she did that Sam Sarah flag. She showed you a few videos ago.
A while back,
and this is the same frame that she used. It's a little bit bigger. I have the pattern, so I'll probably do it maybe like on a 14 count, so it'll fit in here. But that'll go in my half bath, which is patriotic, except at Christmas when it's Christmas.
Yeah.
And then she bought some slate fabric to make one of the things.
One of the things I bought, I'll show you.
And so I was like, "Oh yeah, I could use some of that." So I bought the rest of it.
Well, it was a big piece, and Diana cut it in half. So I took one half, and you took the other half.
And you took the other half. Oh, and
always willing to take one for the team, right?
Yeah, she's so good. Okay, and this is by JBW. It's called The Great Pumpkin Alphabet. And when we were filming in the beginning, the first time, we took it out, and it's about that long. And it's really cute, though. It's the alphabet, and, you know, I love doing letters, so I'm looking forward to starting that.
Yeah.
I just need a, you know, a piece of
long
fabric that's about a
piece of
mile
fabric,
long. Yeah.
Why don't I show my
go ahead.
stuff as well? So I also picked up, right at the cash register, she had several stickers, and I thought this one was so cute. So this will go on my laptop. I don't need therapy. I just need more floss. That's good for both
Yep.
of us. Yeah.
Yep.
And I picked up a couple of magnets. You can never have too many of these magnets. We both use magnet boards for our patterns, and both of us have talked about recently our magnets are kind of puny, so
They're
we
wearing
got
out.
those. Yep. And then this one, I'm going to hold it way back just so you can see what it kind of looks like. But this is an RV pattern, Neighbors for a Night. It doesn't even say who it's by. Melody Gilmore. This is an older one from 2017. It's called Postcard Patterns. So I thought this was super cute. My husband works at a company that rents out RVs, and we've actually used them a couple of times before he started working there. So I'm going to stitch that up for them to put up in the office, and I might stitch it up for us as well. The next one just made me laugh when I saw it. It was one of the first ones I saw when we got into the store, and so I had to get it. And it's Silver Creek Samplers, Butter Believe It. And it says, I have a lot to say, you might want to get the popcorn. And I just love this cute pattern. It'll be a fun one to stitch.
And that may become our theme. We'll change
Yes.
the I to we.
Yeah.
And when we start, we'll just hold it up and say, go get your popcorn. We're back.
Yeah. And then my last purchase at Fancy Works was Cardinal with Candy Cane from Eileen Grock. Needlework Designs, and this is a designer I wasn't familiar with. Diana said she's been around a long time, and this pattern is actually from 2012, so it has been around for a long time, but I hadn't seen it before, and I just thought it was super cute, and that was what initiated me picking up the 28 count slate, and these are the thread colors that go with this. I was pretty sure I didn't have any of them. There's 4 colors. I don't know if the darker red is showing up as well.
No.
Yeah, so I just thought they're super fun, super bright, and they are bubblegum, orange marmalade, geranium, and cinders, all sampler threads. So that's going to be a fun one. I look forward to stitching that. I'll probably get started on that this winter. So yeah, so those were my Fancy Works purchases. And then you've been going crazy.
Okay, yeah.
At work.
At work. So I really like Halloween too. So this is the Spooky Row by Bent Creek, and that'll be another one. But it's not. I don't think it's nearly as long as the one in the can there.
I agree.
But and then this is Silver Creek Samplers Give Greatly. I have this thing about snowmen. I have them in my house, all over my house, all year long.
Yeah.
So everybody's used to that. And then this is God Bless America by Erica Michaels. And then there's a small chart on the back also, which I like. And my half bath is patriotic during the year except for Christmas. So that will work there.
Yeah.
And then Kathy Haberman is doing that one, which we both bought, we both like. And I also have ordered this I got at the store, but this I ordered from Simply Stitches in Utah. It's the purse pattern to insert the stitching in. And I did such a good job of ordering that I now have 2 of them. So we're getting close to 3,000 subscribers, and that will become a giveaway. So, just tell your friends or stick around if you're new, because it's going to be one of the giveaways.
Or hit subscribe if you haven't.
Or hit subscribe if you haven't. Yes, that's another good thing. Okay. And then this is Primrose Cottage Stitches, which is new to us, fairly new designer. And we think it's very much in the line of Lizzie Kate. And she has several small patterns, which we will be working on as shop samples. You'll get to see them as they go along. But this one, again, will go in my half bath. And I just love patriotic stuff. I'm seasonal patriotic in Christmas, and I'm gone.
And series.
And
like
series,
one of mine
yes.
you really like.
And then I also picked up magnets.
Yeah.
And then I also picked up the 2021 Christmas ornament book, which has some really cute ones. I really haven't taken the time to look through here, but I'm probably going to make something out of there. And then the best thing, which I didn't know.
And you also mentioned earlier when we filmed.
Yes.
All the new mill hills are on the back of this,
Yeah.
which is really fun. There are some really cute ones.
The
She's
snowmen.
partial to these snowmen across the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already made one, and I have another one to make. And then the real find is 17-inch Q-snaps for working on, like, the Feeling Wicked. It's a long piece, and this way I won't be pulling and clipping over the stitching that I've already done. So I will open these up as soon as we finish because I kept them like this so I could show them to you.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited about that. I didn't realize they had them, and they do. So that's going to be really good.
And then I had a couple purchases at Persnickety as well. We filmed last time, the first day that Mom was working over Vicky's birthday weekend, and she was holding a sale. And there were a few things I wasn't going to buy. And then I was like, that's crazy. They're on sale. Go back and buy them. So the next day I went back. And I picked up this one as well. We're both going to stitch this. This is the Kathy Haberman that she just showed. You didn't say it, but you've bought all of
I have all the seasonal
and
ones.
You've stitched 2 of
I have
them already?
1 done and
1 underway.
3 ready to. No, not quite.
Okay. And then I also picked up the new Heart in Hand Wee Santa. I just love him. I think it's so pretty, and it's finished so pretty with that as well. And I got a couple different threads as well.
Yeah. I also picked up floss, but floss is floss.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I'm just pulling this over for later.
okay. We're talking about knitting now. Neither one of us really got much quilting done. I did make the project bags for Diana and stuff, but I'm working on my knitting challenge that my daughter challenged me to, and this is the back or the body of the sweater, and it needs to be about another probably 2 inches longer. So I've been working on that. I texted her the other day and said I'm either madly knitting or knitting madly, one of the two. And the sleeves are done. They will be incorporated into the body when I get to that point. And the best part is the sleeves have been done twice because as I was finishing them up, and it said to cast off, so many stitches, so you'll have like 85 remaining. And so I started counting. And guess what? I didn't have 85 stitches. I had like 105. So I think the yarn fairy came in during the night, the day I casted these on, and went ahead and added a few stitches just to piss me off. So anyway, there's no way to take off 5 or 10 stitches when you finish something like this. So I took both of them all the way out and redid them. So they're done.
And they're going all the way
and
back
they
in.
have the right number of stitches, trust me. So hopefully maybe by the next time. I've been trying to knit on this at night, maybe if we watch the news or something.
You've been knitting on that a lot.
Yeah, I've been working on it. I've been working on it. So.
All right. Well, I think...
this is where we died the last time, so we're hoping we continue to film. We got down to here and it was like gone.
Okay.
No.
If things look a little different, it's because we're now on my phone. We figured out what caused us to die before, and it was because somebody doesn't have any space left on her phone. So she's going to get to do some cleaning up. But we have a couple of
Giveaways.
We have a couple of giveaways we would like to do to finish out our episode. So we're going to start with the first one, which is my Charting a Course. I would like to pass the stash on to another stitcher who would like to stitch this. So this will be the pattern and the leftover thread. There's certainly not enough of most of the threads to do it all, but there would be enough to match what you have in your own stash or something similar to that. The pattern is not marked up. I don't mark up the patterns, but it has been folded and pulled out and used a lot of times, so it's not in perfect shape. If you're interested in this, please comment with the word lighthouse. Please don't use giveaway, prize, free, win.
Just the word lighthouse.
Just the word lighthouse. And we would like for you also to be a subscriber and like the video. And then our second giveaway. This is the Halloween Cross Stitch magazine that Ginger sent us a while back. And we would like to share that with another stitcher. So if you are interested in this one, please use the word Halloween in your comment. And we will draw that on our next episode. And then our third one is a surprise and a thank you for those who participated in our Biscornu Sal. So we have one of the little zipper bags that Mom has made, and she is going to pass this on. It's red. It has little butterflies on it with some nice gold accents, and it has a couple of goodies inside. So we counted up all the people who participated in the Biscornu Sal. We had 27 stitchers who joined us and either shared photos or posted on Instagram with the hashtags. And we did a random number generator. We got number 25, and that is Narda from Kokomo. We saw, Narda, that you're in Kokomo. If you'd like to come down and visit at Persnickety one day, we can hand this to you in person. Otherwise, let us know your address. Just send us an email, twotallstitchers@gmail.com, or you can contact me, Jen Quilter, on Instagram. Send us your information and we'll get your little goodies in the mail. We really enjoyed hosting the Biscornu Sal. We'll have to come up with another fun idea in the future.
And they did not have to be totally finished Biscornus. If you put a picture on and said, I've gotten 20 stitches done, that was fine because it meant you were participating. Yeah. So we didn't just choose from the finished ones.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
Okay, the next couple of weeks are going to be kind of dicey for us. Next weekend is not too bad, but the weekend after that, on Wednesday, we will be going up to Shipshewana for our fall retreat. We're going to have dinner at the Amish farm, which will be fun, and then we're going to work on projects and everything. And then we'll be home, and Jennifer will be
on vacation. We're
It's
taking my kids on a mystery trip. All they know right now is they're getting on an airplane, and so I'll tell you all about that in our next episode, where we went and what we did. But if you follow me on Instagram, you might see some hints before then.
And then once they get back and things settle down a little bit, I will be going in for a hip replacement. It will be hip replacement number 3 for me. I'm not super happy.
But the first time on this hip.
On this hip, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping the third time's the charm and I'm done. So we will probably be recording from my dining room rather than upstairs because I won't be going up and down for a while. But
and you don't have the date for your surgery yet.
No, it'll be the end of October, beginning of November.
When it will fall. If we'll have a chance to get an episode in before she goes in for surgery, we will. If not, then it will probably be a little bit further delayed to give her a chance to start her recovery. She can do a lot of stitching and a lot of knitting during her recovery, which is good. But we'll be kind of on and off, probably more off than on, I should say, through the rest of October and November. But don't worry, we're not fading away. We're having way too much fun doing this. We have a lot more quilts to show you.
We have more quilts, yes.
And we have a few more patterns to stitch.
Yep. Yes. Oh, just a couple. Just a couple.
So hang in there with us. And if we can't get back to record a video by the end of the month, we will pull the giveaways and I'll share those on social media and we'll reach out and contact the giveaway winners as long as we can get to your information.
Yes.
And
we'll tell who they are in the next video, but we don't want to hold it up too long.
We don't want to hold it up too long.
So if you can get back to us in the next week or so, that would really be good before we go on retreat.
Yeah, we'll draw after we get back from retreat because we usually go 3 weeks between videos. So we'll give you at least I think from our stats most people watch within about 2 weeks. So we'll give you at least 2 weeks, probably 3 weeks to get your name in and we'll get those drawn. And again, if we can get a video in
we'll try
before, we will. If not, we'll see you soon after that. So I think that's everything for today.
Yes.
So that's what our plans are. We're going to retreat. I'm going on vacation, and she's getting a new hip.
Joy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We'll be fine. Everything will be good. We're all going to have a good time, and I'm not really worried about the surgery because the doctor looked at me and said, "Well, you know what you need to do," and I said, "Yeah, I know." So,
well, and the first one was unexpected.
Yeah.
It was not a hip issue, but it was an accident that caused you to need to get a new hip.
Right.
So that was probably the hardest one because you were perfectly healthy before that. And so last time
I was normal before that. Yeah.
Last time and this time, it doesn't feel good going into the surgery. So it will feel better.
It will feel better.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us today. Yes. Sorry we've had to restart like 4 times. My phone just went nuts. But hopefully we'll have things straightened out by the next time we record. Yeah. If not, we can use Jack's new phone. Won't he love that one? We'll have to pay him for that. Yeah. But
that's one way to make some money.
Yeah, yes.
Rent out your phone for your mom and grandmother to film Flosstubes. Yeah. Tell your grandkids.
So hope you enjoyed this. Hope it wasn't too long. We really enjoy spending time with you guys, and we look forward to seeing you again soon, hopefully in 3 weeks.
Yes. Everybody take care. Keep stitching and have fun.
Yes.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.